everybody, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision Fandom Access for April 21st. Tonight we have Daredevil, and then Monarch is followed by I don't know what I was going to say. For All Mankind is what I should have said, but that was what I was going to say. But yeah, welcome everybody. If you're listening, please make sure that you like the video, hype it if you can, and subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. And it looks like we might be having some tech issues again. Hopefully it resolves itself on YouTube, the YouTube end. But if you guys missed it, you can, of course, hear our live interview with Doug Hughes from on our previous lives, or any of the other From interviews on the video tab. So make sure you check those out. If you haven't, I just put up last night, Julia Doyle, who plays Sophia. That's up as well now. So make sure you check those out. And yeah, that's, I think, it for right now. Oh, I know we do have, I should remind everybody, we do have on the 28th, on Tuesday, that's next Tuesday, we have Samantha Brown coming, who plays Danny Acosta on From. Ask your questions then. So yeah, that'll be after the second episode though. All right, so
cool.
Welcome.
Hey, Wow. We have Wow in the chat. Kimberly.
Yes, welcome back. Yeah, we had a conversation last night. I did call in after you guys left, and he was in talking about From West of Westeros.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it. I was up till 3:45 doing work.
No, I get it. I just figured I didn't want to talk alone, so I'm like, does anybody want to call? So yeah,
I was asleep. I was asleep by 12:30.
Well, that's fair.
Because I had to go work.
No, I get that.
All right, so I see you've got Daredevil queued up, so that's where we're going to start, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm just copying the link here so I can put it in Discord. And if you haven't, guys, please make sure, I can't type. Please make sure that you join our Discord for our schedule of all our watch parties and everything, because we do right now have From watch parties as well as Daredevil. We generally play Daredevil after we leave tonight here. It's just not a set time, but that'll be in Discord. And then we play it again Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern.
I might do it. I have to wake up at 3:45, and I'm debating if I should just stay awake or if I should go to sleep and try to wake up at 3:45.
Okay. Well, if you stay and somebody else stays, I'll play Daredevil. If everybody goes to bed, I will go do something else. So we'll see. If everybody wants, if you guys want to see it, I will play it.
I'm trying to buy some tickets that go on sale at 4:00.
You might, if you fall asleep though, you might not get up. So I better.
I know. That's why I have 4 friends that are all trying. So anyway.
All right, Kimberly, good. We'll do Daredevil then. At least we'll stay, even if Karen goes to bed. How's that?
All right.
So speaking of Daredevil,
this picks up immediately where we left off last week with Vanessa in the hospital bed and her husband being generally not helpful and something all the doctors have to walk around in the ER.
Yes. I feel like, without even hearing much of what you have to say, I know you hated this episode.
Well, we talked about it we watched this last week.
Watch party, yeah.
I've done 2 watch parties of this with you, and we've
true.
Talked about it extensively. I don't know if I hated it, but
you tend to not like dream sequences and
I
all
hate
that
dream
kind of
sequences. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any use for. So let's jump into it. I didn't really have any use for this. I don't really care about how they met.
I just realized. So tonight I need to have a different attitude because apparently I'm Karen. So there was a dream sequences and there was all these flashbacks and sorry.
I gotta turn my volume down. Hold on. That was like really, really loud.
I just looked up all of a sudden and I was like, wait a minute, we're in the wrong spots.
That was AJ channeling Karen.
I didn't love the episode. I didn't hate it, but I was kind of taken out of the entire story because of the flashbacks. I didn't think we needed any of them. Oh, yeah. Was it nice to see Foggy? Yeah. But I didn't need it. I didn't need a flashback. I didn't need to see I didn't need to see Buck looking like a hippie. I didn't need to know his origin of how he got started working for Fisk. The fact that he works for Fisk is enough for me. I almost feel like it was just like a little fan service to get have Foggy and Wesley back for part of an episode.
That's fair.
I would have loved had the episode. I would have loved the episode when he came in with Bullseye at the end there with Karen. I would have loved it for her to be like, "What the fuck is he doing here?" instead of him being like, "Hey, can I get a hand?"
Yeah.
And I would like to once again talk about my displeasure with IMDb because Jessica Jones still ain't in the fucking show.
Oh, they're still saying Kristen Ritter's in the episodes, and she's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I mean, IMDb is not a super reliable source. We know this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I liked the flashbacks. I liked seeing Foggy, but I do kind of feel like the episode was unnecessary, especially because we only get 8. Because we already knew Vanessa was probably dead. Like they could have wrapped it up in a couple minutes. But I didn't dislike it. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how important it was.
Yeah, so I haven't watched the previous shows, and yet I still didn't really feel I needed to know how Vanessa and Wilson met. I didn't really. That's not a question I've really ever asked myself.
It's actually funny because you do learn that in the original series. So this is kind of like her. It was kind of like her perspective. You see in the original show, you see his perspective leading up to meeting her. And in this, you kind of saw her side of it.
Yeah. I also, didn't really. The Foggy flashback, The Foggy flashback made a little more sense because it was more about how Foggy kind of changed Matt and has affected Matt, and like why Matt kind of wants to be a better person, I guess. I did rant almost nonstop in the watch party that the horrible wigs on every character were so distracting that I couldn't even like pay attention. It was just like
I did not notice until you said that, and then I could not notice it. So thanks for that.
You know, it's funny. I didn't notice either, but now that you mention it, Matt's hair was especially bad.
I was mesmerized. I was mesmerized by the bad hair and everything. That flashback I agree with you. It's probably a little fan service because people wanted to see Foggy, but that part of the story, that flashback made a little more sense to me. The Buck flashback, yeah, that kind of didn't.
Yeah,
we can talk about that, but I know Jamie and we all in the watch party were kind of confused about like, why are they showing us this? What's this about?
Yeah. And then we kind of come to the conclusion, I think, that by the end that it's all about, revenge versus mercy. And because they say that so many times, actually kind of across these 2 episodes, because Matt is always going to choose mercy because that's who he is.
I don't know.
I don't know that I needed that much.
I don't really agree with that.
Really?
I don't think Matt's choices are about showing mercy. Matt's not using violence and not killing people is about showing mercy. I think it's about. Well, let me finish. I think it's about him wanting to be a better person and not kill people, not be a killer. I think it's about his own. I don't think it's about choosing mercy. I think it's about choosing not. I think ultimately this show is about the effects of violence on the person who uses violence. And yeah. I think it's about him trying to be better about that. I don't think I kind of disagree that it was about characters showing mercy.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying, but I guess what I'm saying is in the end, Foggy, because he says it a few times, like Foggy helped the guy that was the bully. Even though he did that to him, it was more important to make that decision. And I feel like, right, because of Foggy changing him, like you were saying. I mean, I think that's what Matt did to Bullseye. Whether it was also because he felt guilty trying to kill him, yes. But he chose in the end to show Bullseye mercy. I mean, he went back for him. At one point, he was like, "I can't save both of us," and he left. But he came back anyway because he wasn't going to leave him there. I don't know. To me, it was just showing like Matt's character, I guess, more than anything.
All right, let's get into.
All right, let's get into it.
Alrighty. Okay. So there is a lot, obviously, of Vanessa in the hospital and him getting pissed off and upset about her. He's pissed off. He's upset. He's worried. And trying to figure out what's going to happen. And then we have Daniel here who is on the phone. I think this is where the a journalist calls him and is asking if she's dead, and he like flips out on them because
Yeah.
you know, very, very rude.
It's
And
not
then I don't know.
rude. It's not rude. It's news trying to find out the news. It's the mayor's
It
wife
is.
who's been publicly shot in an assassination attempt on the mayor. It's news. It's not like she has, you know.
I guess it's more phrased in a rude way. Like they could have said, like, "What's her condition?" Not "Is she dead?" Is what I'm saying.
We didn't hear what they said. We only
Well,
heard
that's
him
what he said.
we only
Yeah,
heard him say, "What kind of question is that?"
yeah.
I mean, I think, I think this is a typical thing that we see in modern day politics, that when people don't like the question, they try to blame the journalist for doing their job or for asking the question. And that maybe is what's happening here. Also, he's totally incompetent and not equipped to be a press guy. And that's not why he got his job, was because he was good at being a agent.
Yeah, that is also true.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So, why is his name escaping me? I want to call him Cole. That's not his name. What the hell's his name?
His name is.
Oh my God.
You just made us all forget it. You just made us
Yeah,
all.
you really did.
I
You
always
really
know.
did.
Anyway,
I always know.
Fisk's guy. That I think is when Fisk is saying go get them but don't kill them. I think was what that was.
Yeah, he wants them alive.
Yeah, he wants them alive, and I probably because he wants to deal with them himself, but I don't know. I don't think they want to be around Fisk, that's for sure. But yeah, he tells him to go find Daredevil and Bullseye. And then meanwhile, Daredevil is bringing Bullseye around, and they come through this, it's the back of a restaurant. And the people in there immediately are like on their side, which I think is interesting because of the whole, with what Fisk is doing. So it proves that Fisk hasn't, clouded everybody's judgment, I guess. So they're trying to save him and get him away from Fisk. I feel like today my recap is just not great, and I am sorry. It has been a while.
Owl. Sorry. I just had to fucking Powell.
Oh, Paul.
It just came to me.
Oh, Cal. Okay.
Connor Powell, right?
Powell.
Yeah.
Powell. Okay.
Just came to me. I just had a Caesar.
Yeah, that's fine. I just, for whatever reason, couldn't think of it. I probably should have. I usually put up the cast list, and I have not. So let me do that. Daredevil, born again. There we go. All right. So Daniel is talking to, let's see, he gets the text message from BB, and she is asking him the same thing, basically, that the other journalist did about, how Vanessa's doing. But I think that she is, oh, geez, I didn't even notice that, Samuel.
Oh my God, Jamie, did you not get, I said that before.
Oh,
when
I'm sorry.
When I was channeling Karen, I said that we were in the wrong spots.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
That's why AJ started ranting.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There you go.
Okay. That's why he was impersonating me.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. But yeah, I mean, she's basically doing the same thing the journalists are, but is being a little bit more tactful about it. But I also feel like she's.
But she also works for them as like an in-house journalist, right? Like she.
Well, the BB report, like
the BB report is like officially, they feed her information for the BB report, and she's supposed to be
Fisk approved information.
Yeah. But he still doesn't want to tell her, but because he is in love with her, he finally does tell her, which
because she gave him a hug.
Yeah,
she knew
potentially be a problem. I still don't know that I think she's the one that leaked it, but
leaked what?
I know this discussion is the one that leaked that Vanessa was in critical condition.
Oh, yeah, we were saying last week any number of people in the hospital could have.
And I also just don't see why she would give it to a different outlet.
She's not connected to that outlet, so there's no reason to believe that it was her.
Yeah, just because generally you're not going to share your scoop like that. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, I could believe that.
If she wanted it out. If she wanted it out and couldn't tell herself.
Complete my sentence, please. I think that she could do it because she has an ultimate goal, which is to bring down Fisk, which supersedes any of her professional goals, I think. And so I think she could have been the person. She could have told it to whoever to get it out there because she has a greater interest in Fisk, right? Than just like whatever her career is, than just wanting to scoop this one piece of information. But ultimately, I think that any number of people, any nurse in that operating room, any orderly, anybody in the hospital could have given that information out. There's probably 1,000 suspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true. All righty. So there is a lot with Vanessa in the hospital bed. I don't know that there's a whole lot story-wise to really say about that because right now she's not awake at this point. But there is him talking to the doctor, and he's optimistic. Thinking about this now, I don't know if it was good to like be optimistic with him. Like, I wonder if maybe he should have, even if he was optimistic, not said that to him, because I don't know. I just wonder if Fisk would do something like he'd get pissed enough. Not that it's his fault that she didn't make it. I'm not saying it is, but
I don't think that doctor has long to live.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. Like, I almost feel like maybe he should have gave him different expectations from the
But
beginning.
see, that it's a lose-lose situation, because if he'd gone in there and been like, we're going to do our best, but don't get your hopes up, Fisk would have throttled him then and been like, well, then get me a doctor who thinks we can do, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, maybe it was more hope. Hope and a prayer she'll survive. But,
he does seem, Fisk is the kind of person that you don't want to deliver bad news to, particularly in this case. He's like really freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, he only like 10 minutes ago beat a man to death.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's worried for that guy, but we don't know. We haven't seen the end of that yet. All right. So this is where Vanessa is having flashbacks about the Rabbit in a Snowstorm painting and about the time that she and Fisk met. I did like the whole thing, though, where she completely ignores the one who runs the gallery and puts the painting up anyway. Because that's just so Vanessa. And I mean, it ended up good for them.
Well,
they sold the painting for a buttload of
you
money.
knew she was going to, because it already happened.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed seeing that. The fact, like, I didn't know that she wasn't supposed
Why
to do
the painting
that.
was there. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So she did what she wanted, and it ended up a good thing.
A good thing for her. I mean, maybe.
Well, for the gallery, too. They made a lot of money.
Yeah, except they didn't want to sell it. Like,
no.
I don't think it was that they didn't want to sell it. They didn't think it would sell.
Yeah.
They didn't think anybody would want it, and it wasn't right for this show or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a ridiculous painting.
It is. What is up with that? Every time I see this, I think, why is there a Z or an N or something on the wall? It's just really weird. I don't think it means anything. It's just bizarre the way it's right there. But there is a lot of, I feel like there's not a whole lot of details to describe for a lot of this, because a lot of this is just like her in the hospital and them walking through the hallways.
It was pretty boring episode, honestly.
Yeah, they are having this like repeated but it's a little slow.
Leave me, no.
Yeah, they keep having the same conversation over and over again. Leave me, no. And this conversation about, what's his name? Point blank, bullseye. Can I remember his name? Ben keeps saying, I'm going to do one good deed and it's going to redeem his bad deed. It's going to, and I don't, I don't know that this one good deed, if I like, to Matt, murder can never be a good deed, right? Murdering Fisk can't be a good deed because it's killing a person. And I don't know that killing Fisk wipes out like the things that he has done, which is he's killed a lot more people than just Foggy. He's killed this one person that really affects Matt, but he's killed a lot of other people, right? Like, we saw him like kill, like, I mean, task force guys are jerks, but that doesn't mean you should kill 20 of them in the diner, right? Like,
it's in his head that it wipes the slate clean. He's not a sane, rational person. He's a sociopath. Yeah,
that this one good deed can clear his ledger. But yeah, to your point, Jamie and AJ, they keep having the same conversation over. This is a lot of talking in this episode, and they keep talking about the same thing over and over again.
Hey B. You know, I like when he tries to rationalize it to Matt. He's like, well, if Vanessa dies, you know, she hired me to kill Foggy, so that kind of, you know, it wipes the slate clean. And Matt's like, no, it's murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it doesn't absolve him of what he's done.
Yeah.
But that's also why Matt wants to save him, to absolve himself of what he's done, to be fair.
Well, yeah. And Matt even says that. He's like, you know, that's why I'm trying to keep you alive, because I tried to kill you. Because Matt crossed the line in that first episode.
Yeah. And one good deed, not only does it not redeem you or resolve, it's kind of a workaround. Like, oh, I don't need to have genuine remorse and atone. I can just like kill this one guy and that'll like make everything balance my scales, right? I feel like it's a little bit maybe trying to avoid having to really do the work and feel the guilt.
It's Bullseye's version of 5 Hail Marys.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he feels bad, but not bad enough to really atone or to. I mean, granted, this is not New York right now. Is not an environment where he could get a fair sentence and punishment for what he's done. Right? Like he'd be killed in prison immediately. So okay.
Oh well.
But so what I'm saying, he can't really like accept punishment in the normal justice. He can't accept justice in the normal sense because of the way New York is right now. But he's not like, is he really sorry? I don't know. He does seem really sorry that he killed Foggy, but he doesn't really seem sorry that he killed like 30 guys in the diner this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
And I feel like he only feels sorry that he killed Foggy because Vanessa made him do it.
She didn't make him do it. She paid him to do it.
Yeah, I think he doesn't like that he was tricked. You're right. I don't know that I don't know
if he even feels bad about killing Foggy, it's because Fisk double-crossed him.
Yeah, and he knows he was innocent. But yeah, I think it's more about them double-crossing him than anything else.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get the flashback with Matt and Foggy in the bad wigs.
Do you have a close-up, a hair close-up? I hope you do.
That one, yeah. And there's, I think, more Foggy, but I think that's the best one. Best one of Matt. But they're talking to this guy. I don't remember his name.
Ray.
His real name is Lionel, but he goes by Ray.
Okay. And he calls Foggy Fembot, which is funny. I love, though, that he's like to Matt, what are you, blind? Like, can you not see that? he was not
being an ass.
Yes, he was being an ass. It's like, what do you think? But yeah, so they want him to take a plea deal, so he won't go to prison very long, and he can get out on good behavior. And he's basically like, I can't do that no matter what the deal is, because they're going to kill me in prison. They want you to send me to prison. Fisk wants you to send me to prison because this is connected to Fisk. So he will not agree to the plea deal, which is why later the guy they work for is not happy with them. So, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to add about that.
Oh, look at the hair. I mean, it becomes clear in this scene that this guy was Foggy's childhood bully.
Yeah.
And not just calling, I don't know why it calls him Foggy the Fembot. It's the dumbest name ever. And why would, but.
Because when you're young, as kids, you come up with stupid.
Yeah, you do. And the Fembots are from Austin Powers, right? So he's calling him one of those, like, lady robots from Austin Powers. But it's clear that he did more than that. Foggy obviously is rattled as soon as he sees him, right? So I guess that's kind of the point with that. It will become important later that this is not only a criminal, but he's Foggy's bully. Maybe they called him Fembot because he had that long hair.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All right, and then here's Wesley. We get in the flashbacks, taking fit. Now, they were going to buy the paintings. I think we had talked briefly about this. I don't know if they were using it to launder money or what the whole thing was. They were talking about crypto and stuff too. I don't know. I didn't completely. take in everything in this scene. It was a lot of, I don't really need to know.
In real life, it's actually not that uncommon for certain criminals to invest money in high-end art, which is like very expensive and very like resellable and tradable and smuggleable, and hide, like you can hide like your assets in different, you can hide a warehouse full of paintings somewhere. I read about it a little bit when I read this book, The Goldfinch, that involved like massive drug dealers like taking payment in art and things like that. But I mean, I took this a little bit that this guy Wesley, who I had no idea who he is, because I would just consider him a henchman, but all you guys recognized him from the other show. He seems to be like educating Fisk a little bit. Like Fisk is kind of a like he's not a guy that like he's learned, like he would never occur to him to go to an art gallery, right? Like Wesley's teaching him about, like, you can see that Fisk maybe came from not from this world, right? And Wesley has to like tell him like, oh, we should buy, I've been reading about buying some art. That's a good way to like launder your money, or crypto or whatever, right?
Yeah. It's also, Fisk probably can't be bothered to some extent. Like, he doesn't do his own work, right?
I think he's truly not aware that, like,
no, I know. I'm just
because Fisk is old school, and he's realizing that in this new world, you got to change your style because old school ways don't work anymore. So you got to do things a little differently.
Yeah. So in this scene, he says, like, the dumbest code word ever, we have a problem with the lion, which is this guy Lionel, obviously, right? And he's talking to someone on the other end of the phone to take care of it, to take care of this problem with the lion. This is where the show lost me a little bit, because they never... we just had to accept that we're just not going to find out why they want what Ray did, why they want Ray killed, how Ray connected them. It's all just kind of like, not that loop is not closed, and I guess it doesn't matter.
They want him killed. That's all you really need to know to understand the scene. But yes, I agree with you. It wasn't really explained.
Well, again, the whole flashback wasn't needed.
I thought this particular flashback was pretty useless, and maybe it explains why Fisk goes to the art show, but to the art gallery. But in terms of like this hit on Ray, I think it was just like fan service, just to show young Buck, or as Scarlett called him, Bambi, the young Buck.
Bambi.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like there seemed to be no point to this other than for people to see like that young Buck also came from a different background than what he projects today.
Yeah. This is all, of course, interspersed with what is actually going on. That's during the surgery. Again, not a whole lot. I feel like these scenes, like, there's not a whole lot to explain, you know? Like, she's in the middle of surgery. That's about it. And there is more of Daredevil and Bullseye going back and forth. I'm going to save you. No, you're not. Let me die. And then go back and forth and back and forth. Yeah. I mean, like, I get it, but I just feel like, I guess my gripe is that I feel like this whole episode could have been told in like 5 minutes is honestly my big problem with it. And not that I disliked it, just with 8 episodes, like, I would have rather seen something else, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, that's really my main gripe. All right, so we get more of the flashbacks with Matt and Foggy in the bad wigs. And this guy that I don't remember his name because he's only there for a few seconds
is their boss, right?
Yeah, their boss. He's not happy with them because that guy wouldn't take a plea deal. And he's like, all you had to do was get him to sign the papers and you didn't do it. So he's ticked off at him and kind of, riling him up a little bit. But that is what happened. And we know why, because that guy didn't want to be killed. And then when they are checking out the case later that night, Matt says something that makes Foggy realize the address on the search warrant is not correct. So that is a reason that they can get it thrown out in court and get his case let go. And not as usual, Matt is kind of like, yeah, but should we really help him, save him? He did something bad. Like, it's not our problem. Kind of Matt's stance on it. And Foggy, even though he didn't like the guy because the guy was his bully, is kind of like, well, yeah, but this is our job. We have to do our job, and he deserves a second chance. And yeah, it's kind of like the opposite, I guess, of what you would expect. At least to me, it was. Yeah.
Kimberly, I don't think you know what kind of can of worms you would open up by that comment.
Well, all of Daredevil. That's why I was reading it. I don't know. Not tonight, anyway. Not tonight.
He said after From is done.
No. After From is done, maybe after Daredevil's done, maybe we'll see.
It was on TV. It was on TV this afternoon at about 2:00. Because I keep the TV on talking to me while I work during the day on like TNT or TBS or something, Sci-Fi channel. The Ben Affleck Daredevil was on TV today.
Oh God!
And I was like, I can't turn that on. So I was surprised at this Matt who was like, who cares? Like, why should we bother to like it's already done. Why should we take steps to like? It seemed like Matt really couldn't be bothered to go out of his way to correct this.
Well, Matt's outlook is he's guilty, so let him go to jail.
Yeah, which is a dereliction of duty. Like, as the guy's lawyer, their job is to give him the most effective defense they can, right? And for Matt to be like, well, he's guilty, let's just let him go to jail is like the opposite of what he's supposed to do. So he's a terrible lawyer in this scene. He also, like, doesn't he say like, yeah, that guy, he's a bad guy anyway. And I think he cites like, plus he called you a fembot as like a reason, like that he was mean to Foggy in the past, so Foggy should not like this whole thing kind of surprised me. And I because I haven't watched all these previous series, I was going to ask you two: is this a thing that you've seen, that you knew about Matt or have seen in Matt before?
I did.
Yes, but no. Like, I don't know. I felt like this was a little over the top for how Matt was like, screw it, he's guilty anyway. Like, I felt uneasy about it, honestly. Like, watching it, I kind of felt like I was like, while Matt feels that people should get justice, it doesn't do it in such a way. Like, I don't know. I think that, which is why I think they set the flashback further back than the first episode of the original series, because by that point, Matt is all about doing what's right, the letter of the law, regardless. He wants people to pay for their crimes, but he wants them to do it the right way.
Yeah, and in this case, he's guilty, let him go to jail, but where he will certainly be murdered almost immediately, right? Like, Matt's condemning the man to death for a crime that we don't know what it is or how serious it was.
Yeah, it's surprising. At least it was to me, either way.
And Foggy is like, wait, what? No, we're not doing that.
That's not what we're supposed to do. He eventually does obviously convince Matt. And there's that guy's bobblehead. I don't know why I took that, but there's this back. But yeah, he does eventually agree with them. And then we have more of Fisk and Wesley heading to the gallery.
Look at that. Fisk is all in black in this.
Yeah, that's different. That's where you used to see him in his white suit. All right, so then this is where Daniel is watching the news and sees on the news them announce that Vanessa's in critical condition, and he automatically assumes it was BB and starts getting pissed off. Was it? Don't know, but I tend to think not. But then another journalist comes in trying to talk to them, and he gets like yells at him, but then Buck comes in and sort of takes care of it and kicks the guy out because Daniel isn't doing, I guess, to him, a good enough job screaming at him. So he kicks the guy out, and then he tells Daniel that they have to, I don't remember what his excuse was, where they had to go, but he's going with Daniel to do something.
He says I could use a hot dog, doesn't he? He wants to come.
A hot dog, yeah. But that isn't his plan, but he doesn't know that yet. There's more of the hospital. And more of Vanessa and her flashback. And here's with the painting where she's telling him to hang it up. And is getting ready to show it, and this obviously leads to them meeting, which we've seen before. And him holding her hand. I feel like we're going really fast, but there's just not a whole lot to say about
There's
it.
not much to talk about. There really is.
So I think there was some discussion in our watch party as to whether or not people felt bad for Fisk in these scenes where he's at his wife's bedside and she's, he's maybe losing her and he's very upset. And like,
it's a mess of their own making. And not just him, her too. It's both of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of feel bad for her for him because he lost his wife, but not like in general. I feel bad for him just for that specific reason.
I mean, he put her in a situation where a person was trying to kill her, right? And
well, to be fair, he did try to keep her away, but it's a mess of their own making.
No, it is.
I mean, he did ask her not to come. And she came anyway, but it is a mess of their own making because they created this situation, this vengeance situation.
Yeah. And no, I don't watch Welcome to Derry B. I don't know. Did you guys watch that? AJ watched it, right?
No, I had no intentions.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very good. I haven't seen it though.
Well, since you just broke it for a second, hey B, getting Apple TV is the best thing you can do. It doesn't just have Pluribus; it has like 5 other shows that we cover?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I don't know if everybody heard, you guys didn't even comment, July 3rd, Silo is back.
Woohoo! I saw your message. Thank you, AJ, for that news. Yeah. I didn't really feel sorry for him because he's a character that for whom I don't feel any sympathy ever. I didn't feel sorry for him when he was all heartbroken that Echo was mean to him because he, maybe he shouldn't have murdered her father. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so Daniel is in the car with Buck, and he tells them they're going to someplace further away. I don't remember where, but he says that they're actually going out and that it wasn't for a hot dog, and he does not let Daniel get out. And Daniel starts getting a little worried that this is not about what he thought and that Buck is blaming him for leaking the information. And yeah, I think that it was so obvious what Daniel thought that it was so obvious that wasn't what was happening, right?
I thought this sequence was the highlight of the show. Probably the best scenes of the show were these two.
I agree with that.
And it was a very, it was like right out of The Sopranos, making you drive to what you think is going to be your execution.
Yeah. Well, because of that, I don't think anybody but Daniel believed it. At least I feel like that.
I don't know.
I really think they thought he was going to kill him. I mean, I didn't think that.
They've been after Daniel for a long time to fix the leak in City Hall, and he hasn't done it.
I guess it's just the way he did it. I didn't believe it would.
I thought these scenes were great. This is the best part of the show for me.
No, yeah, it was good. I'm just saying, like, I didn't believe he was going to kill him, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. B's saying she watched Paradise because of us. So, yay. Paradise is very good. All right. So he stops at the hardware store or whatever, and he comes out with a saw and a shovel. It was funny, though. Like, I appreciated the scene. I figured something else was going on. But it's very ominous the way they did it, him coming out like that. And then we see flashbacks of Buck. We see he has a different accent. So I guess he's making himself seem more posh or whatever, more. I don't get why he needs to change his accent to a British accent. That part I thought was kind of.
I know why. So in this scene, he has what they call a Scouse accent, which is a particular part of the UK. My friend who's from Liverpool has this exact accent, and that's how I recognized it in the show. And it's a much more working class accent. And nowadays, fast forward, Buck is putting on this posh London accent, right? Yeah. Just as Kingpin has elevated himself to like a wealthy and aristocratic persona who, and a society guy. Also, Buck is putting on the air to elevate himself, just like his boss.
Yeah, I guess he wants to fit in more with Kingpin.
Yeah, I mean,
we need to know this though, I guess is more my gripe. At any rate, it talks about how he was told by Wesley to kill that guy that Foggy
right.
and
He's hired here to kill Ray.
yeah, so that's what these scenes are all about. In this flashback, we get to see that he was the one that was sent out for Ray. And then I think I'm trying to see, is this where he comes to talk to him? No. I don't know what this
wig.
is about.
Look at the wig. Please look at the wig.
It's a very bad wig. It is a very bad wig. Oh, I will agree with you. I don't remember what this scene was about though, but it was a bad wig.
I think it's more discussion of like, come on, Matt, are we really going to condemn this guy to death because like what are you doing, Matt? This is not how we, right? I think
this is how we roll.
This is more of that.
Yeah. I think Widow Bay might be.
Yes, it's going to be on Apple.
Okay. It is. I think this Wednesday it starts.
Yeah, it starts next week, yeah. I think.
All right. So then we have more of Daredevil and Bullseye. Okay, and then, or as Karen says, blind spot. And then we have Foggy come in to see. I already forgot his name, Ray. And he offers him money. This was from their fund for their firm that they were making. And he gives him money because he wants to give him a second chance. He basically is telling the guy he could run. He knows, well, although the guy's going to get off, but I mean, he's giving him away. He can get away.
He still has to run.
Yeah, he still has to run away from Fisk's people. I mean, not the law, but away from them. Yeah, he's like giving him this second chance. And he wants him to do right with it. And they talk about like he didn't have a friend like his brother did, which was Foggy back then, And yeah, he did it without telling Matt, although Matt's not surprised. But yeah, so he's trying to give him a chance. But of course, it doesn't matter because Buck's coming to kill him.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This guy isn't just a client bully. Foggy is best friend with was childhood friends with Ray's little brother, right? That's how they know each other. Yeah,
and he tells Foggy something about to tell his brother not to come out here. Like there's nothing for him out there. So something to that effect, which makes you think the guy's probably going to die when he says that. In all honesty, and then there's more of
Matt dragging blind spot all over the city, dragging Ben all over the city, like through these tunnels to try to get to safety. And more of the same boring conversation.
Yeah. More of him telling that guy to leave. And yeah, Foggy wanted to do the right thing. He wants him to have another chance. And then we go to the church because Matt and Bullseye have made it to the church. But the task force is on their way and he's trying to hide them. But look, there's only so much he can do, right? Partially because I think he's not going to lie for him because he's a priest, but also he couldn't keep them out if he wanted to.
Yeah, he's a seminarian, but priest. He's like still in priest college.
Yeah. But either way, Powell and the others, of course, are like, we're coming in. We're looking for him.
They're a little respectful here.
Yeah, they aren't as nasty as they are to most people. They don't just like scream at them and.
Well, they have they have a little respect for the church. They don't, and they say, look, we no longer need a warrant to come in here, but they don't just start, breaking
like they
things
did
cracking heads.
Yeah. I would still say a little respect. I wouldn't say a whole lot. But yeah, they do act a little bit.
I mean, it was a dramatically different approach compared to how they come into people's apartments and businesses.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it was not that different. They've never shown any respect to anyone, but they do the church. They still disrespect it by coming in and doing their job, right?
Yeah, that's my point.
But
yeah, they do act different, but they still come in the end, was my point. So Matt is taking Bullseye out. And I think it's during one of these scenes here is where he tells him that him saving him is him saving Bullseye is also for him because he feels that he did wrong by trying to kill him. So like this is his penance too. He's trying to make up for what he did. And I think that lets Bullseye understand a little bit more where Matt's coming from, and it makes him not try to stop him as vehemently on trying to save him. And then we have this scene where Matt is like, I know you gave him the money, but he's not mad. I mean, he gets it. That's who Foggy is, right? So, he's not mad at him, and they'll get it back. And this is where he says something like, maybe we should call it Nelson and Murdoch instead of Murdoch and Nelson. They have that conversation. But, they're just going to keep saving the money. And then, like I said earlier, Matt thinks he can't get away, and he does leave Bullseye there, and he says, I can't save both of us, because he's like, go. And he's like, I'm sorry, I can't save both of us. And he finally does leave. But then the next thing you know, he has turned around and came back to take him because he's decided he's risking his life for him to save him. And since Bullseye understands a little bit better why he's trying to save him, he does let him continue to pull him along. And the priest doesn't know where they went. Sorry, priest in training, whatever you called him.
You can call him the priest, it's fine. But
all right, then we go get yeah, we were complaining about the wigs. Then we go back to Daniel and Buck, and it's him trying to talk Buck out of what he thinks he's going to do. And it's interspersed with seeing the younger Buck, the Bambi, go in and kill. I don't think it actually shows him killing him, does it? It just shows him chasing him, I think. Chasing Ray, I believe.
Yeah, I don't really remember because it ultimately doesn't matter, right?
Right. It's just to show you that he did kill him. Because you find out after, whenever he talks to Daniel, he gets to the last point where Daniel's like, I'll do anything. And it's like, yeah, you're going to have to. But he doesn't say that, but that's basically what it is. And he opens the trunk and shows him that the first mate of the Northern Star, his body's in there. So he's like, do you want a shovel or do you want a saw? So yeah, they have a conversation about loyalty. Like the point is you have to be loyal to Fisk. And that was why they were showing the scenes of, hey, Fletch, that was why they were showing the scenes of Buck, the fact that he killed Ray, because he was doing it because Fisk asked him to, and it was just showing he was loyal. That was kind of the point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I felt about it anyway. Something else?
AJ, do you want to chime in here before I?
No, go for it.
Do you think?
Fletch! Sorry,
Jamie
got excited. I saw Fletch.
Is this about Daniel showing loyalty to? I mean, I think it was. I think Buck intended to frighten him. I don't think. I mean, he definitely intended to frighten Daniel into thinking he was going to be killed. But I is it show loyalty, or is it Daniel is now party to a crime. Daniel is now complicit in the murder of the first mate. Right? I mean, it's not like the first mate just accidentally died in the trunk and they're right. He's
not complicit in the murder. He's complicit in burying the body.
If you know about the murder and you don't do anything about it and you help bury the body, then you are complicit in the murder. I mean,
I don't know.
He's aiding and abetting the murder.
Aiding and abetting, yes. I would. Yes.
In New York City, but in some states that makes you just as guilty as the person who pulled the trigger. In other states, it does not. But I mean, so is there something going on here about making Daniel complicit in a crime, which binds him closer to the Kingpin organization and makes him easier to control?
Yeah, that I would have to agree with.
Now they've got something on him. I mean,
yes.
I don't know if they could use it because they could never be turn him in because then
they get in trouble, yeah.
Right. But
yeah. Oh, this is where he's saying maybe we'll call it
or I guess this. 1 second. I guess this is the first time Daniel is confronted so blatantly with Kingpin's crimes. Like, a lot of people are fooling themselves that Kingpin is just really good for New York and has his own style. And now Daniel's confronted with like the dead body in the car and really has to see who he's gotten in bed with.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, Daniel is, you're right. I mean, he's screwed now. I don't know how he's going to get out of it. I hope he does somehow, but that remains to be seen.
He's kind of dumb, right? Do you think he's dumb? I think he's dumb.
Daniel is oblivious. Daniel doesn't get it, how this shit really works.
Yeah. He might now that he saw a guy in the trunk.
Yeah. All right. So at the very end, Matt brings in Bullseye to Karen, and that was where that part, we really didn't see much of it. I agree with what you said. Like, I feel like they could have done something else with that, right? Just a little bit different. But yeah, she's gonna have to help him here. I'm assuming that they're gonna bring back in Soledad at some point to help him, to patch him up.
Oh, is she a nurse?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So then we have the scene with Vanessa. Look, I don't know. I get what you're saying. Like, you don't feel bad for Fisk, but I still felt like the scene was so heartbreaking. Like, him realizing that, well, first the thought that she just had brain damage, but then her dying. I just thought the scene was done really, really well. And to me, it was sad. She's asking him to tell her a story about how they met. And then there's this thing where, like, she wants pineapple juice, and he's like, you don't drink pineapple juice. It makes your lips tingly, which to me sounds like an allergy, and you would say you can't have it, you're allergic to it, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, she's has some kind of memory loss. And then she suddenly asks again the same thing. And then she, I don't know, has a heart attack or a stroke, whatever. She flatlines. Part of this though makes me hate Fisk, because it's like this whole time he's like screaming at the nurses like, get me juice, instead of like trying to like he should be calling him nurse, she woke up, not nurse, get me some pineapple juice. Like, it's just ridiculous, but it's Fisk. But the point is, she does flatline in the end.
Yeah. So that's it. That's a really interesting point, Jamie, that you brought up. Do you think he had a sense that this is his last moment with her and he doesn't want to waste it?
I think he thinks he can will everything to happen his way. Just like he told that doctor, no, she was getting better. Like, he didn't want to even think about something could go wrong, you know?
Yeah. So we talked a lot. AJ, how did you like this scene?
I don't feel bad for either one of them. I am disappointed that she died. I mean, it was kind of obvious that it was going that direction, but I wish that it hadn't, because I feel like she has the storyline they could have gone with her could have been really good. Unfortunately, I think what they're doing is they're using her death to begin the downward spiral for Fisk. I feel like there's going to be a lot of dead people. The hospital's going to have some help wanted signs hanging in the windows, because I feel like a lot of people in the hospital are about to die.
So I agree with you, and I'm sure Jamie does too, because we've talked about this, that I mean, I totally agree with you that they're like using Vanessa's death to propel Kingpin storyline. I'm kind of okay with that. Like the loss of the one person he loves. And, he's a very needy person, Kingpin, right? Like, that could be a good story, but I agree with you also that I would be down with this more if they hadn't wasted Vanessa for this entire season. Like, Vanessa was so good last season, and then all of a sudden this season she's sort of like hasn't really done anything except like be in her husband's orbit, be a support, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a supportive wife, but yeah, they could have done great things with her, and then they just killed her off in service to his storyline, which I'm like 50-50 on how I feel about that. It's going to be good to see him like lose his mind as he over losing her, right? And she's the only person that can control him. We had that whole scene last week with the governor being like, he's a mess, but with you, I can deal with him.
Yeah. I think there was so many places they could have taken it, and they just, yeah, I'm just disappointed, I guess, that they killed her, in all honesty.
I mean, she does die in the comics. AJ, have you read these comics?
She doesn't die in this story.
Right, not in this way. I mean, she does at some point in the comics die. But
yes.
Then she comes back and dies again and comes back again because it's Marvel, right? But
no. But let's put it this way. By the time she dies in the comics, she hates Fisk.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a great storyline, right? To see her, to see their relationship go that way to where that would be a good story, maybe. So,
yes.
So R.I.P. Vanessa, I'm sorry, but you did die in the most awesome way with a little piece of glass New York going into your skull.
Yeah, at least she got a good death scene. There's that. But I don't know. I just was happy they were giving her a good story again, and it's shit. They gave her a little bit of a good story just to kill her. It was annoying.
I agree.
And B saying it's infuriating when the writers fridge women for male characters. I hate that. I agree. It is annoying. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it might be, if she was going to die in this way, it might be cooler to see her die more because of something she did, bring about her own death, and then see Kingpin. She was killed because of Kingpin, and that, right, in two ways, in the story and because the writers did it, right? But she's kind of killed for what she did because she's, it's not like she is totally innocent in the whole Bullseye business. She's the one who paid him off, right?
Is that you? Is that you, AJ? Oh, it says AJ. I didn't see it says AJ. Never mind. I answered my own question. I just saw the scoobs, and I'm like, that's AJ. Never mind. Yeah. Look, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just annoyed because I feel like she was probably my favorite character, at least before, maybe not recently, but before, when she was doing interesting things. I had really liked her, so I was not happy with that. But life goes on in Daredevil, and maybe not for Fisk. He's gonna, I do think, I understand it. I do think what happens after this could be interesting. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna go completely crazy.
Somehow we all felt this episode was a little lacking, a little boring. We've talked about it for an hour.
Talk about it. All right, let's move ourselves
along.
Yeah,
we do need to move along. All right, so that is the end, is him screaming as she flatlines, and they show a flashback of him at the painting, messing with his cufflink. I don't remember exactly what that means, AJ. It was something to do with his father, and that it made him more like him or something. Do you remember exactly what that meant when they showed it?
Well, you don't remember? All right, so the whole point of this painting is the reason he loves this painting so much. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen the first 3 seasons on Netflix.
It's me.
I know. It reminds him of the wall he used to stare at when he was a child. When his father, when he spent so much of his childhood staring at the wall. If you remember, after he killed his father, he stared at the wall.
Right, but there was something to do with the cufflinks that they invoked something. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember, was the whole him twisting the cufflink. I recognize it. I just don't remember what it's about.
It's just
his father, I think, gave him the cufflinks or something. Yeah. I just wondered.
Yes, they were his. They were his father's cufflinks. It's the only thing he has of his father.
All right, fair enough. I know he had quit wearing them though before, so I think them showing them is kind of important there. All right. Whoops, I opened the video. We don't want the video open. Hold on. I don't think Doc's here yet, is he?
All right. Not the best episode, not the worst episode. I really, because I really don't like this show that much, but these last couple episodes I've liked it better.
They have been better, and this one was kind of a stinker, in all honesty.
It's not the worst.
I think tonight's is going to be better, though. I hope. It seems like it.
All right.
But I know you don't read any spoilers or watch any trailers, so I won't say anything else. I'll just say I think it looks like it's going to be better. And I haven't.
I don't watch any spoilers or trailers for certain shows. I don't really care about this show that much.
All right, fair.
But we should move on to our next two shows, which are both on Apple TV.
Yep.
People.
Yep. We have first a Monarch. You can get a trial. You can't get it like all the time for free, I don't think, can you? I don't know.
What were you talking about?
What you were saying, what you're talking about.
Yeah, with T-Mobile, they give you Apple for free.
Oh, if you have T-Mobile. Okay, I have AT&T. So I get Max for free, not Apple. Which only works for Last of Us. Then it's a good thing. All right. So
when I saw Northeastern Australia on this, I love how the people on this show just like zoom all around the world from country to country in like, we don't really worry about how much time has elapsed, how they got there, what's going on. So on some shows that would bother me. On this show, I just love that this show is like, yeah, whatever. Now we're in Northeastern Australia. Now we're in Tokyo. Now we're in Jakarta. Now we're back in Tokyo. It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. Well, they're following the path that they think the Titan's going to take because of what.
It's like they can just teleport.
No. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I'm
just in another. They're just all the way around the.
Right. No, I agree with you. I'm just
saying,
like, as the recap, the reason why they're going around these places are because they're following the path that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were explaining to
me.
What
the fuck? That the guy again blanking on names because my brain is not working as normal.
I get it.
That her husband. What the hell is his name?
Who? What?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That he had a map of where the Titans went, and I
Billy?
can't the light.
Billy. He's got Billy's map.
Billy. I said it's my brain is not working as normal. That's what I said. So yeah, the Billy had the map. Which is what they're following. That was what I was trying to say. Yes, I wasn't telling you. I was telling everybody else.
But they're not, because the Titan is not following its migratory pattern, which is what Billy had mapped.
Oh, I thought that's how they knew it was here. I don't remember.
No, Lee had young Lee stick a tracker in it last week.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I forgot about that.
Last week, he talked his young self into sticking a tracker in Titan.
Dieter!
Hello, Dieter. Welcome. No, yeah, I forgot about that. I did not have a chance to rewatch this. We did not. Right. I don't know. Doc probably had a watch party. I probably just missed it, but I didn't.
Right. I watched it like 2 hours ago, so it's fresh in my mind. Let's move on.
We are talking about Monarch now. B. We're going
a show that you can't see because you don't have Apple.
Yeah. All right. So I did get a lot of pictures of the Titans here. They look pretty good. Yeah, Lee is following going after the Titan, and we see Titan X there coming out of the sand. And this is where we see all the scarabs rushing off to it. Are they rushing to it or away from it? I can't remember that part. I don't remember.
Away from it.
Well,
right. They're going into the water, right?
No. They're going. They actually start digging like a little.
Oh, okay.
I thought at the time, I'm like, are they building a nest? What are they doing? Did you also notice in the scene how Titan X has begun to grow that tentacle back? Like you see it actually.
You know what I think's funny about that?
What?
I think it's kind of ridiculous that it just started growing back now.
And it's growing super fast. Like why?
Yeah.
If you can grow
why
it
is
so
it
fast,
not already back?
I agree. Because it's cool for us to see, but yeah.
Sorry, Golden Child. I don't always in the chat put when we switch shows. I do sometimes, but I don't always. Sorry. We're starting Monarch. Now you know. We didn't miss anything.
Luckily, it's the first team.
No, I tell when we're starting a show. I don't always remember when we switch shows. All right. So
they're like digging a hole there. The scarabs building a little nest there. The scarabs are built. We don't know what they're building.
You know what I kept thinking at first when Kokoi was like it looked like she was kind of digging, and I thought, hey, there's Doc. I started digging, and I was like, she knows she can't dig back to Access Monday, right? Like that's what I knew that's what she was doing, but that's what I kept thinking.
I was thinking she was digging under there because we saw Godzilla come out of the sand in North Africa, right? Like we saw a Titan come out of the ice in Alaska. Like we've seen another Titan come from under the sand before, right? Like I thought maybe she was just gonna like go dormant in the sand in Australia for a while.
Gotcha.
No, they are building.
Yeah, the Scarabs are doing a little thing here, but we don't know in this scene what it is.
I don't know why, but looking at those now, they're reminding me of stink bugs. Probably because we've had them now with this weather. The ones if you smash them, they stink. That's what they look like, kind of.
Yes, I'm sure we all know what stink bars are, Jamie.
Well, I'm just saying, although I don't know, I now know they also call them June bugs, which I did not know. I did not realize that was the same bug. So there you go. All right. So
back at Monarch.
Director, I don't know, their boss. That's what matters. Their boss. You're gonna have to help me a little bit here, guys. Sorry.
He wants to try to nuke Titan X. He's like, listen, he's talking to that guy who's the
head of or not head of Apex, but the Walking Dead guy, right?
Tim's boss. He's talking to Tim's boss, whose name I forget. I wish that we would be getting cues in the chat from Doc. But anyway, this guy is like the big boss, and he is like, we have no choice. We got to nuke Titan X, right? And this guy's like, really? Like that seems like not a good idea.
Think about that. And yes, Doc or Dieter's right. If you want to know something about Godzilla or Kaiju, ask Doc. Doc knows Kaijus. We do not.
Yeah.
Much better than. All right. So yeah, they do not think that this is the best idea here. Sorry, Dieter, that was probably mine. Somebody was beeping me. Yeah. So, but he's their boss. They have to.
I mean, I think. Remind me, AJ. I think in this scene he says, "Listen, the last time they tried to nuke Godzilla in the 50s, like he ended up absorbing all the radiation. It actually like got him up, right? Didn't he say that in the scene?
No, Tim says it.
Oh, Tim says it later.
Yeah, he's talking to the DOJ or DOD. I mean, DOD
because they have nukes. They want to shoot a nuke and.
This didn't work out so well last time. So
yeah,
it's never worked out any time for any reason. But that's beside.
No, you know what they say about repeating history, right? Like, you're supposed to learn from your mistakes, guys. And there's the ship in the water going towards it. Monarch ship. Yeah, he's kind of like at a loss of what to do here.
This guy has to explain it to Tim now.
Yeah. And then I believe Tim goes to them for like ideas, right? Isn't that what this scene's about?
No, I think Karen and I should run this part.
I told you.
Jamie can't remember. No, they are going to talk to Tim's boss because they have an idea how to stop Kokoi without anybody getting hurt.
So they have come back from the magical well from last week. It's not magical. But they came back the echoing well.
It's a glowing cave.
The glowing cave. They came back from the well, and they've come back to Monarch to say we have this idea, and we think that we, have a connection with this thing, and we can get it. They want to try to get Kokoi back on the migratory route.
Yes. Instead of letting him fight Godzilla like Lee wants to do.
Yeah. And so now this guy is like, this poor guy is like, well, it's too late. The DOJ is going to like nuke him. And Tim says, come back to the head to where this guy's talking to them. This is when Tim says, she was literally standing on the beach at Bikini Atoll the last time we tried this. Right, AJ?
That's coming up once they're talking to him.
Okay. Yeah, Jamie can come back. You can come
back. That one?
Yeah, in the scene.
I didn't get what you were looking for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He's talking to Keiko in the scene. That's her back.
Yeah, he's like, she was literally there. And how did that work out?
And this guy says, well, like the weapons have gotten better since then, right? He says like our technology has improved since then. But nobody's buying it. Tim's not buying it. Keiko's not buying it because it's not going to work. And it's going to make the area like uninhabitable, right? There's a discussion at some point about how far the nearest town is.
And
it was like 10 miles, and 10 miles, and they were already evacuating.
Right. So DOJ's, ready to go. I think this guy also really finds it hard to believe that that Kate has, a connection. It's described in the show as an emotional connection. I feel it's more like a psychic connection of some kind.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Tight necks.
And that she's gonna like try to talk it into going back on its migratory path. Like I understand why people find this hard to believe, right?
What she plans, I guess.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, Lee is trying to use his device in order to get I don't know why I was going to say Godzilla, to get Godzilla.
He's got Dr. Suzuki's device in there.
Yeah, Suzuki device that he wants to use to call Godzilla in order to fight Kokai. And
so this is a fundamental disagreement. Like Lee is of the, like the Serizawa type of philosophy, AJ, right? Like, let them fight. Godzilla's the king of the monsters. Godzilla is the sheriff of the monsters. He will take care of it. He will control it.
Right.
That's kind of Lee's attitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, I have one gripe about the desert scenes that I don't understand. Why are they even bothering with the bandanas around their mouths? I get it. It's dusty and everything. I get it. But why do they keep taking them off then? It's like they're doing this the whole scene.
So they can talk. So they can talk on screen and say their lines.
Why? But why even wear it? You know what I mean? I mean, Kate is standing 2 feet from Kokoi, and she's not wearing one. Kentaro's not wearing one. It's just Lee and Keiko.
Perhaps because they're older and more experienced in adventuring around the world.
He took it off when he got there. There was nobody else there yet.
I know.
Anyway.
I was kind of confused by the fact that nobody else is there, and that Lee's able to just roll up on tight necks and no one else is there. But then I had to remember, oh yeah, they're about to shoot a nuke there, so of course nobody's hanging out there.
Yeah, they cleared it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
there's more back and forth with that guy about what they're going to do and what they want to do and what his boss is telling them to do.
This is more of that conversation where
yes. And then here's Lee putting up the device, and they're watching. Are they watching him on the video? I can't remember. They're watching what Kokai.
I can't see him on video, but
no, they don't know Lee's there until they get there.
Yeah. I thought I had more pictures of him putting the thing in the sand. I wonder if I hope these are in the right order or not.
Okay. This is more of a conversation that we quickly recapped about, like, what to do. Let us go. Let us try. This is, I believe, AJ.
All you're risking is 2 randas.
Yeah. All you're risking is 2 randas that you wanted to send to, what do they call it?
Asset management.
Asset management, anyway. So he agrees to let them go.
Yeah, let them try, right?
They have a short time to try, yeah.
And then we have May and Kentaro here. I think they're talking about that girl, aren't they?
Yeah, she asks them.
Yeah. Like,
and like her name is Isabel Simmons, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
And it's like, yeah, I was hanging out with her in Thailand, and May's like, what are you doing with Isabel Simmons, right? She knows right away that this is a little bit frustrating part of this episode because everyone around Kentaro can see it, and he is just wrapped up in his grief.
Oh, he's like, yeah, but he bought her whole bullshit though. No, she hates her dad. She's not part of that. She's doing stuff on her own that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kantaro.
People say this about in every. There's always someone who believes the villain, who believes she's not like that. She's not like her dad.
Always a naive person that believes.
I don't know. Kantaro is just.
Oops.
He's gotten on my nerves this whole season.
Mm-hmm. Me too. His anger at Kate for what happened. We have talked about that we felt it was maybe a bit much, right? And his this turn here towards the Simmons, towards Apex, is a little.
Well, the thing is, I do believe that Isabel is separate from her father. I think she's a third party.
But maybe that doesn't mean that she's doing good stuff.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
I know.
I feel like her motivation is driven to one up her father.
Okay.
I'm a little worried that this story of Kentaro being taken in by Isabel and being used for the needs of Apex, that this is a little bit similar to May's story of being taken in by Brenda and thinking that Brenda was doing, the right thing or doing something good that would help humanity when really she's just after money, and wants to weaponize Titans, right? I don't know. I'm a little worried that this Kentaro story is kind of like, is it going to be the same thing over again? We'll have to wait and see what happens, right? But right now, this feels a lot like May and Brenda.
I agree. I agree. It's similar.
And Golden Child says she had him since the bar scene. Yeah, she's got him wrapped around her finger now.
Yeah.
Well, she caught him the right time, 2 minutes after he tried to kiss May, and she recoiled. And then he meets another girl. How convenient! Just when he was feeling really rejected, a hot girl approaches him.
Yeah. Doc says, I wonder if she will eventually flip to the dark side and work with Jonah and the hyenas, but her whole philosophy of stopping Titans altogether seems completely opposite of Jonah's agenda. I don't know.
I'm not sure what her agenda is, because let's not forget, she says to Kentaro, what if G-Day never had to happen? I feel like she's trying to play with some kind of time travel.
Yeah, and I feel like that first part, Doc, of your statement, I wonder if she will eventually flip to the dark side. I'm not convinced she's not already on the dark side.
Yeah, I feel like she's already there. She might already be in league with Jonah.
Mm-hmm.
Or have her own, yeah. But yeah, she did say, what if she never had happened? Never had to happen. Like, we talked about this. Is there some time thing going on? I was a little disappointed that they talk about her a lot, but we didn't actually get to see Amber Midthunder in this episode, because you bring her on the show, I want to see her. Give her something to do. She is
later on in the episode.
A little bit,
we do see her a little later. You're right. Give her more to do. And there's also part of where this show is going right now that this family is really fractured. And so everybody in the family, and I count Lee as part of the family, are kind of really breaking up and going against each other, except Keiko and Kate right now are united in what they want to do. But then we got Kentaro, we got Lee doing their own thing. Hero's dead. May is, you can never tell. May, one day May is friends with Brenda. The next day the family is broken up a little bit.
It is.
Not a little bit, totally broken up.
Yeah. Let's see. Doc says maybe she'll rise as an oppositional force to Jonah and the hyenas. I don't know, but they have to bring the hyenas either at the end of the season or during the next. That's all fancy.
Well, she's sus. Right now, she's sus.
She is sus. That is a good point. All right. There's a cute picture of Kentaro and his father there. All right, so finally, there's the picture of the Suzuki device that he is setting up. She called Godzilla. There's a better picture of it. Well, that's nice to know. She says her dog comes in during Fandom Access. Well, I'm glad your dog likes to listen to us. That's cute, B. All right, so here comes the boat too in the meantime. More of Kentaro and Kate arguing. He needs to forgive her. Like, he's still hung up on that.
They don't argue. He says, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And
No, he's still pissed at her.
Well, he seems to be, but he won't talk. Like, they don't argue. He won't talk to her. And she says, like, it's okay to feel the way you feel, and it's okay if you're mad at me. And he's like, I'm fine, which obviously means he's not fine, right? But he's
acting like a woman.
I'm fine.
There's more with Tim and them trying to figure out what to do.
Well, this is where May asks if she can go see Brenda.
Yes, yeah, because they have her being held.
She's in asset management.
She's in asset management, and then there's Kokai again, and he sees the helicopters coming, so they're trying to stop what he's doing, which isn't going to make Lee happy, but.
Oh yeah,
they're not. Right. Well, they're not trying to stop him because they don't know he's there. They're going so that Kate.
Right. They're there. They're going to get in the way. I don't think he wants them in the way.
Well, no.
They don't know because who's coming right now? These guys are coming, but they told in those scenes on the ship, Kate and Keiko told Mr. Monarch boss, like, Lee Shaw is the least like the Department of Justice, like, bombing Titan at DOD with this bomb and all, that's kind of the least of your problems. FYI, Lee Shaw is calling Godzilla. Like, they didn't know about it, right? Until Kate told them. And that's partly why he agreed to totally why he agreed to let them go, to try to encourage Kokoi to leave, because I guess Godzilla would also then leave.
You would think, but I don't know. But I'm not sure what they think they're going to do with the helicopter, though. But they come down.
Well, they're bringing them in to land and talk to Titan X. Kate's in that helicopter. Kate and Keiko are in that helicopter.
Yeah, but that's if Titan X will listen to what she has to say. We're hoping, I guess. All right, they lose the signal. Let's see. This is where they're trying to figure out.
Well, because the helicopter is brought, like, there's, I noticed earlier in the episode all those birds that were flying around, and because I thought, like, when Lee had I know that he was wearing the buff to keep the dust down, but I saw those birds and I was like, I wonder if Titan X really smells bad, and like all these like birds around because of the smell, and Lee's wearing I was thinking about whether Kokoi maybe is smelly, and then it was all these birds. You noticed the bird? Did you notice the birds, you guys?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. A lot of them, right? Crows, and then they caused there was a bird strike on the helicopter, right? Which is what brings it down.
Yeah, and somewhere in the South Pacific, meanwhile,
Godzilla wakes up.
He is woken up.
You know what I loved about that is that on many shows, that would be the end. That would be the cliffhanger. Like, Godzilla's eye opens, boom, cut to credits. But no, you look and we have many more minutes left.
Yay, so we're gonna get Sim. And Lee is like waiting there. And he is glad they're okay, obviously, because the copter came down. But he's not wanting to abandon his plan. There's Keiko. She's like, what? And then we go to the asset management here to see Brenda. And she talks to her about how she didn't put her name in and stuff, right? I forget exactly what they talk about that.
I thought Brenda was pretty evasive. I thought that Brenda thought that there might be a recording device in that room.
There is.
There surely is, right?
There's a camera in the corner of the room.
Oh, can you see it?
But I don't know if there's necessarily there's definitely a camera, but she asks for them to get water, and as soon as she hears them walking away, that's when she leans in and starts actually talking to her. The thing that struck me about this scene was she seemed genuinely surprised about Isabel.
Mm-hmm.
He did. I was impressed with the part where they let you're basically in a black site prison, and they let you bring your jewelry and your hair products and your
Well, no, she's in asset management. It kind of seems like a debriefing type situation, because she even says, I've got one more thing to tell them, and then I get to leave. Like, she's not being held prisoner, she's being questioned.
Being questioned, yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
All right.
But either way, she's not told them still about what May had done and everything. She's kept her out, but we know that.
Well, she keeps saying, she says things like, "It was all me. I broke Apex Protocol," and May's like, "Why are you lying?"
Yeah, what do you think about that?
There's something she's not saying.
Yeah, but I just question, like, does she think that May can help her in the future, that she's trying to keep her out, or does she really think that she'll still use her tech for whatever it is she's after?
I don't know. She says, when I met you, Cora, I underestimated you. I think she's finally realized that she should not be trusting May, and that May is not the little protege that she thought she was raising.
Mm-hmm. Doc says assets management was also what they called the old folks home type place they had Shaw in. I didn't realize that.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she thinks she's going to be allowed to leave. Whether she will, I guess, is undetermined yet.
It's another story.
Maybe she's going to live in the retirement home when she leaves here.
There you go.
Might be. That might be where she's ending up. So there's a really good picture of Kokai there, who's got his head turned backwards. It's weird, though, the way they've got the ankle, but they're watching it. And there's Keiko talking to Lee. She clearly does not agree with his plans.
Well, he really... Did you guys feel like... I feel like Shaw, over the last couple of episodes, has really changed from the man who went all around the world with Monarch with his two best friends, like trying to learn about... like the entire years that he spent with Keiko, she's always been about learning from the Titans, not killing the Titans. Like, can we live with the Titans? What can we, right? She's not ever, and Lee was always like, shared that, I think, right? And he's changed.
I don't know if he shared it. He was always, I'm here to keep you safe, period.
Okay. I guess I read that as a lack of a dog in the fight. I don't say lack of interest, but for him to, he seems to really have changed and be going against what the three of them were doing all those years, right?
Yeah, he's just doing what he thinks is best, regardless of what
he thinks. He's just got it. I mean, he's kind of figured out. Well, like you said, he's got the method. You know, let them fight. Sure. Godzilla's the king, and
nothing could go wrong with this plan, right?
Well, Lee's in the mindset of Godzilla kills Kokoi, that problem solved. Godzilla goes back to sleep. Over and done.
Yeah, and get rid of Godzilla. How is the question?
Well, that Godzilla will leave. Godzilla
has go. Yeah, Godzilla just leaves.
But I'm saying that's what he thinks.
The idea is Godzilla only comes up from Hollow Earth when he has a rogue Titan to manage, and then he takes care of it and goes back. Because why would he want to hang around? People are really mean to him. They're shooting nukes at him for the last 50 years. They're right, like not for the last 50 years, but like he never has a good experience when he comes up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Keiko, it seems very disappointed and angry. So he's changed, and so let me ask you guys. I feel like there could be three things. This could just be the natural evolution of his character reverting to his military ways. This is how he wants to manage things. It could be that the writers gave him a personality transplant. Could he have changed a little bit because of talking to his young self and basically changing what happened and changing his own mindset and giving setting Keiko free in a way that had never happened all those years ago? And could these be the butterfly effects of having
I don't know. He could feel differently after he's remembered that, like maybe, but I don't know that it changed anything.
I feel like he's kind of different these last couple episodes than he was. Okay.
Godzilla's smart, but not that smart.
Wait, Kakoi is disrupting the ecosystem, so he only came because Sean made Kakoi appear to be disrupting something. Godzilla's smart, but not that smart.
That's funny.
Yes, you're right. He only came because Shaw called him. He didn't come because he was sleeping through Titan X's rampage.
Yeah.
Fair comment, Doc. All right, so here we are, standing in the sand here, and I believe this is where we learn that they got 10 minutes before the nuclear bomb comes.
Well, if that's the case, they better get the fuck out of Dodge.
And Kentaro agrees to help Keiko talk to Titan X while Keiko is going to distract Shaw.
Wait, say that again?
Kentaro says he'll go with Kate down to the Titan while Keiko distracts Shaw from
his plan.
From his plan and their plan.
All right. So there goes Kate down towards the thing, and then that's more of Brenda when she gets to the water. We're already past that with our discussion. So there's Kate kind of in awe of Kokai there. And all the little scarabs running around. And Lee and her talk. Wait. And then here, is that Kokai or Godzilla?
Kokoi has the double iris and pupil there.
Yeah.
And here's what she has built. What the scarabs, that's what the scarabs were building. And Kate is like, what's that? And all of us who are watching are like,
What's that?
Yeah. What is going on? And then we have Isabel. And she calls him and is like, we're going to take it. And,
no. That's not what she says.
Oh, she says, what does she say then? Remind me. I'm sorry. I'm shitty tonight.
This is where Kentaro basically rats them out. Like, Kentaro's like, forget about Titan X. Forget about Godzilla. I got something else for you. It's clear from watching this and seeing what happens that Kentaro tells her that there's an egg.
Yeah. Yeah, he says
there was an egg there, and Kentaro tells Isabel that there's an egg there, and that's why
which they didn't know about to begin with. That wasn't the original plan. He's like, screw the original plan. There's an egg.
And it's what's his name? It's what Jason is the guy who shows up and takes it, right? So Jason was working with Brenda. So, okay, well, I'll put this aside until we finish the recap because I'm getting ahead of what happens here, right? But this is Kentaro basically where we see that he is betraying Kate with this phone call.
Kentaro.
Worst brother ever.
Yeah.
I had problems with my brother, but he never ratted me out to Apex to steal a Titan egg. So yeah, this is where he betrays. He
pissed me off when he did that.
He's chosen Isabel over his family in this scene.
And over Kokai.
Yeah.
And then Kate is not happy when she finds out and sees that is such a cool picture, though, isn't it?
They're communing, right? This is where she's communing.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool picture.
It is. And then it's like, oh, here comes Godzilla.
These are great scenes. I have to agree with Doc, who commented early that those scenes of Godzilla swimming were pretty beautiful. They always are. They do these. The movies also do a good job with the Godzilla swimming scenes.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. And there he is. He's gonna attack him. Or her, or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of cheered when Jason got swatted.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What's communing? Communing is like their minds are in communion. You know, you go out and commune with nature. Like your mind is like taking it in, and they're like communication, but communing, right?
Something more than that, yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, Godzilla has now seen Kokai, and they're kind of going to be in the middle of it. Oh, there's where he gets swatted, and then they're running to grab the egg, which is like, no, so awful.
I'm wondering, because the last time we see Jason, he's at Soledad with Brenda.
Yep.
And when the attack happens, he grabs a bunch of shit and he runs off.
He grabs like a hard drive, right?
Yeah. I'm wondering if he was a mole inside Apex for Isabel.
That's where I was going, thinking the same thing. Like, did he take that stuff and then be like, hey, Isabel, can I join you? Or was he always a mole for Isabel? And I'm with you. I think maybe Jason was always a mole for Isabel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we still don't know what he stole.
We don't know anything. He's dead.
We won't know. Now he's dead. He got killed, we think. And here Kintaro's basically like, sorry, this is how it has to be.
Yeah, which is awful, because he was, to begin with, about, on their side helping everybody, and now he's like, no, we're going to take it.
Kate's like, Kintaro, you asshole.
I think he really feels, it was easy for Isabel to sell him on this idea that Monarch ruined his family and ruined his life, which it kind of.
He's grieving, like, I get it, but
yeah, but he's got this whole woe is me thing going, and it just comes off really pathetic.
And like, Monarch didn't take his father away. His father was a bigamist. That's what took him away. His father had a second wife and a second family. And that's what really caused him not to be so present in Kintaro's life. And it actually does appear that Hiro spent more time raising Kintaro than he did Kate, right?
Yeah. And he had a whole 2 year. And he had a whole 2 years with him while Kate was MIA.
So I get that he's grieving, but to fall for this, like, Monarch ruined your life, Apex ruined our lives, let's,
Well, you know what? I feel like the nail in the coffin that really got him to twist was when she was like, I was adopted because my parents couldn't have kids, and then they had the miracle baby, and, so once Maya was around, it was like, Isabel who? Was your dad like Kintaro who when Kate came back from Access Monday?
She knows what strings to pull to.
Oh yeah.
I guess, but Hiro was only like that for a week, right? Like, yeah.
All right. Well, they're trying.
We got some good Titan fighting scenes here.
Oh wait, first there's them trying to pick up the egg there. There's the start of the fight. I love how it changes color, like it goes from red to blue or whatever.
Yeah, I like that too. I love, one thing bothered me during this fight. I'm like, I was like, there must be none of the Titans have any way to communicate, because I kept thinking, I want Kokoi to be like, stop, I don't want to fight you. They're taking my egg.
I kind of felt the same way. I was like, Godzilla, can't you see what's happening here? Godzilla,
killing its baby, help it! Right?
Help her get her egg, Godzilla.
Which leads me to another thought about Kokoi. Is it possible that Kokoi has a life cycle, and towards the end of the life cycle, has an egg? The Kokoi that we see. So what I'm getting at is the Kokoi from now isn't the same Kokoi from 56. Like, think of it like a life cycle. Think of like a little longer life cycle, but think of like a life cycle of a fly.
Yeah, certain fly, or like salmon lay their eggs and die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I'm wondering if the Kokoi, we only like each time we see a Kokoi, it's a different one than the last one. Like, maybe that's why it was in that rock formation, because that's where the egg was.
Yeah, or actually, I saw this documentary about these kinds of octopi that they lay their eggs, and then they stay with the eggs and guard them, and they don't eat. And basically, the mother octopus dies. It just stays for like months and months and months, not eating, like saving these eggs. And then the eggs hatch and she dies. And like, that could be like, was Kakoi gonna, I like your thought, she's gonna hunker down with this egg and then die.
Yeah, we really
and
don't know.
Kakoi would emerge. That's a cool idea.
There's
but
where
yeah, I really felt like as soon as they take the egg, Kakoi disengages from the fight and is like, I was like, reach out your tentacle, get it. And I was hoping Godzilla was going to notice. And when Godzilla was powering up here, I was like, get that helicopter, Godzilla, save the egg.
Said he got Jason.
Hey, a worthy second choice.
Yes. And they're still fighting.
I have always liked how Legendary did Godzilla from the first movie. They did a nice Godzilla. I think he looks great always. And I love how when he powers up, all the spines on his back turn blue before his hot atomic fire breath gets you.
Yeah, I think that looks really cool. I like the
I was hoping Titan X would pull out some cool sonic powers. That'd be cool to just be like, and like take out the helicopter.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
would have been cool. But that, alas, is where the episode ends, because that is the end of my pictures.
Speaking of which,
AJ, go ahead.
Wow. I was just going to ask, you've seen the trailer for -0?
-1.
No, -0.
Are they remaking -0?
No, the first one was -1.
The first one was -1, and the new one is -0. You're right. The first one was -1. No, I've not seen the trailer. I will watch that trailer. I'm excited for that movie.
Crazy.
It looks great. Did you say?
Yeah, it looks great. But I said it looks crazy.
Oh, that's great. AJ, you mentioned that the Titans have no way to communicate. And you think this is where we're going? That there would be like a deeper communication between
you would think so
and Titan X? And do you think she can communicate, connect with other Titans, or do we think it's just Kakoi?
I think it's just Kakoi, just because the whole water thing about it and everything.
Yeah,
I think if she could communicate with more than one, let's focus on one. Okay. Let's not have her.
I don't think they have the money to make another one right now, right?
She's not Dr. Doolittle for monsters.
Okay, fair. Okay, so I'm mad at Lee. I'm mad at the men.
Yeah.
The basically. 2 men.
Kintara's being a dick.
Yeah, he's really like, it's not okay. He's grieving. Well, you know what? Kate's grieving also, and it's not okay to like betray your family and humanity and Titanhood because you're grieving, right?
Yeah.
Like call a therapist, Kintaro, and stop being a bee.
Take care of it the right way.
You know what? He better be at least getting laid if he's going through all this with this.
With Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Can only hope.
Right.
Ugh.
Or maybe he's not getting laid, and that's the problem. Maybe he should. That might help.
Yeah.
The issue. All right.
That seemed so funny last week. Oh, sorry, wrong Randa.
Oh, Randa. All right. Well, you guys have For All Mankind. I'm going to duck out for a little bit. I will be back when you are done, and then we will do a Daredevil watch party. But I will wait for you guys.
Oakley dokley.
Okay. All right, let me get to the assets here. So, For All Mankind, also on Apple. This episode is called, I forget what it's called. I forget the titles of the shows as soon as I watch them. This is, it's interesting. There wasn't a lot of aftermath of Ed's death. Like we had our big goodbye Ed, and then we kind of move along here. Oh my chair is
Yes, B, this is on Apple too.
So a couple of storylines going on here. I don't know which one you want to take first. Alex, Aleda.
Wherever you want to start.
Okay, the first picture up is Aleda.
But I want to comment on what you said a minute ago, though. I'm glad that they didn't linger on Ed, that they just went right for it. We got the little ceremonial thing about how apparently they can't have funeral services or whatever for people on. I don't know what that's about. That's another stupid Martian law.
Well, and you think of all people who could be buried on Mars, could you make an exception for Ed? But
I like the little memorial thing that all the people put together and everything. And that was it. That was the cold open, and then we got right into the story, which I really appreciated. We don't need to linger on Ed anymore.
Yeah. There's not a picture of it. That was nice to see also because, in this last season, Ed, we kind of remember Ed as this crotchety, kind of mean guy who was kind of not the nicest dad. Ed had a lot of faults, right? And he was under house arrest. He was a criminal, and to see how people still really revered him on Mars and loved him as a hero, and that was kind of nice to see. But yeah, and then move on. He already got more death scene that he got more than any other person who died on this show.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ed. So, Aleda has arrived on Mars.
Yay, Aleda.
Yay, Aleda. And I like that this show has gotten the technology to a point that now we can just be like, oh, you spent a month in space and now you're on Mars, and we don't have which planet you're on is less of an obstacle for you to have scenes with other characters and to communicate with them and stuff, right? So she made it to Mars for Sojourner. This didn't really go where I thought it was going to go. I thought this story was going to go with Aleda having to be on Mars and doing all the science-y stuff to fix Sojourner to get it to fly, which, in every season, that's what she does, is works the problem, right?
Right.
And she didn't work the problem. She just showed up and then
she got drunk. She got drunk with
her friend and co-owner Kelly. They sure don't act like they are the owners of Helios, right?
Well, no. Kelly is. Is Aleda owner also? I know she's the CEO. I think it's part owner. I don't think she's part owner. I think it's Kelly and Dev, because Kelly got her mother's shares when
Karen died.
Karen died.
Karen forced Dev out, but then she took him back in.
Yeah,
she let him back in. Yeah. Kelly sure doesn't act like a co-owner of the. No. And Aleda's the CEO, right?
Yeah.
So they go out, they get drunk in a really cute and fun scene, and the hangover was cute. And then boom, Sojourner's ready to launch. So I was surprised. I guess I'm just so used to seeing Aleda in mathematician.
Aleda's gonna have to work some other problems, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the whole thing with Sojourner was to get her there. That it wasn't the point of her, you know what I mean? The point for the show. It was just to get her on Mars.
No, probably the point is this, right? Her and Dev.
I think the point is whatever the hell Alex uncovered.
Well, yeah, but she's gonna think people think it's Dev. Dev's gonna think it's her. So, okay, so let's take.
You think that's how it's gonna go?
Well, so if we want to move on so what happens? I mean, he's tight with Alex, right? And Alex has his first job now working for Helios.
And day one, he's now working for Dev.
On day one, he works for Dev because okay, let's face it, when your mother is a co-owner of the company that colonized Mars, you
Yeah.
get a good job. You get a good job right out of
Well,
college.
Well, I mean, but his his job was data entry, and Dev stole him.
Well, yeah. And actually, not college. He just graduated from high school, right?
High school, yeah.
And he's a Nepo baby, so he gets this great job, like right in the CEO's office. And because he had this idea that the new city that Dev is building, which that's the model there on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
That it was like too sterile and boring and cookie cutter pre-planned. And
Yeah.
he's like, Dev, you should make it more cool and fun and let people make it their own. And Dev's like, great idea. You work for me now. Yeah. But so he sends Alex to go. Where's my picture of Alex? He sends Alex. This is gonna have to be my picture of Alex. He sends Alex to go work in this little office, and Alex makes a discovery. He finds this Russian file on the computer. Hacks it and learns this big secret, which is kind of huge, right?
Yeah, and almost gets caught by Aleda.
And Aleda like doesn't even think for a moment. Aleda, who runs this company that has so many like imagine the security protocols that must exist at Helios, right? Because of the risk of corporate espionage, and also because of the number of like rebellions that have happened on Mars, right? Mostly led by Ed. And they have like zero security. Like Alex just sits down at his boss's desk and immediately like gets into the system at security level 3, right? Like, does this woman not have a password on her computer? Does she not? Like,
he hacked it.
It just seems super easy for a high school graduate to hack Helios security.
Well, right? I think that was the point of the scene earlier with Lily. And when she's like, "Hey, remember when you did this?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I got in trouble for that. She's like, "Yeah, but you still did it." It's like he's got mad hacking skills.
So he's like a genius hacker.
To be fair, look at the people that he grew up around.
Yeah. I mean, his mother's a genius, scientist, astronaut. His grandfather's an astronaut. He grew up with, Dev is like practically his uncle. You're right.
And Aleda.
Yeah. So this is huge, and this is not where I thought the story might go, right? So Helios and Karagan, the Russian company, want to fully automate Mars.
Yeah. I feel like it's not what we think it is, though.
No?
I feel like if Dev is involved with it, I feel like it actually might be a good thing in some way. I'm not sure what that way would be exactly, but I feel like it's a small part of a bigger plan, and it's not what it looks like at face value. I could be completely wrong. It's just a vibe I'm getting.
I think that it can't be Dev because, as Alex says in the episode, like Dev is so committed to Mars and he wants to build a city with 1 million people that are going to live there. So why would he make a plan to eliminate all people from living on Mars?
It's the workforce that would be eliminated, not the living there part.
Yeah, I just don't think it's Dev. I think
I don't either.
I think Dev's going to accuse Aleda. Aleda's going to accuse Dev, and it might not be either one of them.
I don't think he would even for a minute think it was her. That's I could totally see Dev being involved with it, but anybody that thought Aleda was involved, I mean, you could be right. He could think that, but I don't see that.
She's the CEO. She's the CEO. She has the authority to make this secret deal, right?
True.
Kelly is part owner. She probably has the authority to make the secret deal also, but she wouldn't do it either. I mean, first of all, if her son leaves Mars, he might die, right? He's the baby that was born in space, and his health requires him to be in this low gravity environment, right? I mean, it doesn't require him. He did live on Earth, but he's healthier on Mars, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
most people are.
Most people are.
Yeah.
I don't see any of them really having a motive. The motive is money, right? To avoid having to pay all these people, and also maybe to avoid these uprisings that keep happening because people are mad that you're a terrible company that treats these people terribly, right? Like they have these terrible employment contracts where it's almost like indentured servitude, where they charge you for everything and you can never, they pay you very little, or you think you're getting paid a lot, and it turns out you got to pay for your meals, you got to pay for your lodging, you got to pay for your uniform, and they deduct it all out of your salary, and you actually end up like making less money on Mars, right? This was Miles's whole thing in season 1, last season. Helios has always been about squeezing these people, and that I think has been coming from Dev, right? Dev is particularly in the previous seasons, he's not a people person. So I don't know whose motivation it could be, and I do like where it could be going. There have been all these protests on Earth about all the new technologies, and all the mining on Mars has put people out of work. On like all the fossil fuel workers have no jobs now, right? Because they have clean energy, and like all this mining is happening in space, and there have been all these protests on Earth that Mars is bad for the Earth economy, and now all these people are going to get like evicted and sent back down to Earth, and won't that just make like they're not going to be able to get jobs either, right? It's just going to make everything worse, right?
Yeah, it always gets worse before it gets better.
Well, I don't. At any rate, I don't see any of the three of these people having a motive, and I wonder kind of who it is who would enter into the secret agreement.
It was Ed. I'm kidding.
You think it'd be Ed? No, Ed wants people on Mars. Ed shared Dev's vision for people living on Mars, right?
Oh yeah. No, I was joking about Ed.
Oh, maybe it could be Dev.
Like that's why I'm saying I don't think it's what we think it is.
Okay, that's fair. It's taken. Is this episode 4? It's 5. This is episode 5, and
no 4.
It's episode 4. No.
Oh, and by the way,
it's episode.
It's episode 4. It's open source.
Episode 4, open 4. Yeah, so it's episode 4, and we finally have gotten to like what is going to be the real story of the season.
Yeah,
I think, right?
Well, I knew it was going to have something. The main plot was going to have something to do with the murder.
Yeah. Okay, so in other news on the show, we have Lenya, and his wife, who he never stops making out with. She's always sitting on his lap, like she's always sitting on his lap, right?
Lucky guy.
And I love when he was trying to like make out with her, and he's kissing her neck, and she's like, "No, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. What I'm trying to tell you right now." She's a little bit of the brains behind him, it seems, right? She convinces him to have this launch party. Oh, because he got that call from his boss, right?
Yeah.
And his boss was kind of like, okay, we have too much going on in the Soviet Union, and we can't deal with your nonsense on Mars. You better get a grip on these people, or you're coming home and that won't be pleasant.
Yeah. Even with this great position of power, Russia still does not seem like a fun place to be.
No, because even these people who live on Mars are terrified of the Soviet government back on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Like you're millions of miles away, and they still exert total control over you. So he's on this little campaign to win the people over, and like have this launch party to try to get everybody to have a sense of community. I did like when she says, remember those parties we used to have back in Star City? And I was like, oh, that's a reminder. Star City's coming. The new show,
Yeah.
Star City.
Which starts right after this is over.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't know. Lendia, I think, is kind of inept. I love this picture where he's giving the speech, and is that her standing behind him, or is that his wife back there behind him, like waiting in the wings?
Might be.
He is doomed. There's no way he's going to get a grip on these people, particularly like Miles. I think Miles is going to have to become the new leader of the resistance. He's so reluctant, but they just keep showing these. Go ahead.
I don't think he is. I think he's too compromised. I actually think it's going to be Lily.
Oh, because like this guy is kind of blackmailing him and saying, "I'll tell everyone that you gave up information when I tortured you." I do think it's still a lame kind of extortion or a lame kind of blackmail.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. It's not a strong storyline there, but I think this whole storyline is really setting up the kids for next season.
Finally, the kids are getting interesting, right?
Well, that's because Ed's dead.
Well, yeah, but
episode 4.
I mean, what they did with Danny, that storyline went in a bad way, right? Danny and Jimmy, Shane, they wrote off a lot of these kids. They didn't really make.
I mean, well, not for nothing. To be fair, no, I mean, they'd be older too. I mean, look at Kelly. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, Kelly's kind of old, and Alex is her kid, and so Alex is kind of interesting. Lily is very interesting, and we finally met Avery this week. Avery is the child.
Tabasco is back.
Tabasco. Her name is Tabasco.
Yeah, you remember back in season 4 when she first went into the military academy, they started calling her Tabasco because of her hot temper.
I actually don't remember that, and I just rewatched the whole season not that long before it started.
You don't remember her being in season 4? You don't remember them calling her Tabasco?
I don't remember her being in season 4.
Yeah, it was early on. She wasn't in it a lot. It was early on. I think it was like episode 1 or 2.
And she's in the Marines.
Yeah. She it's so funny, I'm like, oh, who's this new chick? Because they're not saying or anything. Her name on her shirt is from her her stepfather.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't, and then the guy's like, I'm talking about your real father, Daniel Stevens, and I was like, oh shit, it's Tabasco.
Yeah.
And she goes by AJ now, and
Avery is her real name. Is her given name, yeah.
And this is some of my favorite parts. Well, first I'll say this: she may not want to acknowledge her heritage, but she sure acts like a fucking Stevens.
She sure does.
But the best part about her, we get to see Danny.
Oh, because we saw the picture.
Not her father, Danny. Danny.
Oh yeah, she goes to see
Danielle
Poole. She goes to see Danielle Poole, and they have. I was really excited to see her, and they had a nice conversation.
I was too.
We haven't seen her since she came home from Mars with a bullet in her. It was great to see her. I kind of was hoping she'd be in it a little more, but she might not be because Avery's being sent to the moon. It looks like. I'm sure that'll change and she'll come to Mars.
Well, I mean, she could go to the moon this season, and then next season's gonna be another 10 years. So who knows where everybody will be by then.
Yeah. I don't know. The storyline was a little, the idea that everybody I don't know how the kids in high school. I guess I just always thought that what happened with Danny up on Mars would be kind of hushed up and would not be news that people would really know. Maybe it would just come out that he died on Mars and that would be it. He was never prosecuted for a crime in the real sense, right? And they kind of I don't know. It surprises me that what Danny did became this like well-known household thing that kids in school could bully you about. But whatever, it happened, and it was pretty formative experience for her. Kids being like, "Your father's a psycho. Are you a psycho?" So what did you think when Danny said to her, like, your father only became an astronaut because he had something to prove, and he didn't really want to do it, and that's what killed him. Are you sure you're not doing it to prove something? She says no, but I think yes, right? As you said, she sure acts like a Stevens.
I think it's too early to tell if it's what she really wants or not.
Yeah. And they didn't mention her Uncle Jimmy, who's still in prison in Texas, I guess.
That's why they stuck him in prison, so we don't have to worry about him.
I know. He was a bad character. So, yeah, she was kind of interesting. The kids are finally interesting. They finally found something to do with these kids and set up this next generation. And I have no idea what's happening next.
Oh, had you seen? Did you have screeners? Did you talk to somebody?
No, I didn't. I didn't get screeners for the They didn't. They were. I thought we might have heard something early, and then nothing.
Well, it's the way you said. I have no idea what's coming next. So I
really have no idea. Like, I can't predict where the story's going to go. Is what I mean. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen with her. As I said, like, what's up with this automation of all staff on Mars? It actually seems like not a bad idea because it's still a pretty hostile environment.
Oh yeah.
And it's got to be crazy expensive to maintain all these people living on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next, but
Yep.
Find out in a couple days.
Yeah. So I'm just looking to see if we have any comments in here.
I don't think anybody watches it but us.
No, because we have comments like to the moon. Yeah, she's going to the moon. The moon is so last season. People live on Mars now. We haven't seen the moon we haven't seen anybody in the moon in a long time, right?
Yeah,
it's the first to the moon in a long time. I don't even know what they do on the moon. I guess they mine some stuff on the moon. Like, what do they even do on the moon nowadays on this show?
I don't know. Ever since we got to Mars, the moon I thought was kind of
passe. The moon is so passe. Yeah, I don't know what they do on these bases on the moon. We're gonna find out if Avery gets up there. So, all right. Well, with that, I think we have finished recapping this show for this week.
All right.
And Jamie, are you listening? Jamie?
Yes, I am here. I was trying to read the chat.
Fletch, I have no idea what your comments were referring to, but of course I'm right.
And yeah, I meant they call from Origins, not that there's a separate show. Sorry if I explained that wrong.
B, you might really like this show. It has a good alternate history of the space program here on Earth. It's only 2017 on the show. 17?
Huh?
Is it on For All Mankind? Is it 2017 or is it still 2012? I think.
Oh, it's 2012.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good show, B. And the first two seasons are excellent. This is still pretty good, but the first two seasons are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Alternate reality, the Russians made it to the moon first.
Yeah. 2012 and the world didn't end. Yeah, I've seen that horrible movie.
That's because they're on Mars.
They live on Mars. All right. So, Jamie, before we sign off, everybody like and subscribe if you haven't.
Yes, hype the video if you can, but please subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. Check out our interviews under the video tab, and of course, our last live with Doug. If you missed it, Doug Hughes, who plays the Man in Yellow, will be in our live tab. And yeah, other than that, we have Samantha Brown coming, who plays Dana Costa on From, is coming on the 28th. That's next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. But before that, we have, we're going to have a Daredevil watch party here in a few minutes, probably like 15 minutes in Discord. But after that, we have one Thursday at 9:30, and then we have our Daredevil live at 11. I'm not sure why you're asking that, Fletch. I don't feel really great, though. I have a tooth infection, so I'm kind of like tired. But other than that,
it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, they were supposed to order me an antibiotic, but it was over the weekend, and they didn't actually order it, so it took me longer to get it than I was supposed to. Long story short, but I'll be okay now.
Well, you're better off than I am with my drugstore, right?
Yeah,
it's still closed. I told you about my drugstore, right?
I missed it.
Oh my God, it's been closed for 2 weeks because it's infested with rats.
Oh geez, yeah, no, that's not happening here. Thanks much. No, I finally got it, so I should start feeling a bit better. But yeah, let's
all right.
Let's go over and have our watch party, guys. Probably in about 15 minutes. Let's say we'll start at 12:30 a.m. Eastern. That way, there's a time, and I'll write it down in Discord and put the link up.
And then she'll send a Discord saying, "I'm running late. I'll start in 5 minutes. I'm running late."
Well, as long as you guys don't keep gabbing on and on after we disconnect, we'll be okay.
Yep. All right. We're good.
You hear this, Karen? She's accusing us of being the ones.
I didn't say I didn't participate.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Oh, look, wait. We can't leave before we see West of Westeros. With that. We can't. Awesome. That won't post because it has too many hearts. Look at all the hearts.
Too many emojis. Yes, we're going to go watch Daredevil.
All right. Good night, everybody. I'll see everybody next Monday.
Okay, and I will see you guys hopefully on Thursday.
All right. Good night.
Night.
Bye-bye.